Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampinup.net, and today I'm playing with the gorgeous Ice Cream Swirl bundle. I have fell in love with this bundle. It's got the dies, and these are the dies here. It's got these confetti ones that match with the confetti on the stamp set. It's also got a wrap for the ice cream cone, so you can put some paper around your cone. It's got the outside of the cone which folds and makes a mini card. You've got the embossing part of the cone. You've got the outside of the ice cream plus the inside, and that gives it a layer. You've got this ring donut. I think it looks like a party ring if you're from the UK. The strawberry, you've got a waffle in it, and you've also got a cherry. Now, Simply Sparkling, I've played with quite a lot on my channel at the moment, and as you can see, I've got loads of little bits already cut and coloured from there, so I might mix that up with some of the cards I'm making. There's already Blueberry Bushel with blueberries in, Apple Harvest with apples in, and Sweet Citrus with all these citrus bits in, and that comes with a coordinating embossing folder. So today I am going to be making a whole host of cards, lots and lots of them as mass production, and I'm going to be putting them out over my channel one a week for the next X amount of time until I run out of them, and this is going to be the precursing video to all of them. Okay, so if you want to get straight into this project, you've already seen the start of it, go to about 2.5 minutes in and you'll be able to see the project for today, but this video is just going at the start of every single one of them. So what I'm doing is I'm popping all of my pieces onto my blocks, and I'm going to be using my Memento ink, and I'm going to be stamping it down. Now, because that die for the cone is rather large and it goes up to the top part of the card, you can see I'm doing it at the edge so that it's not going to be cutting into the rest of my basic white. And I am just going to fill this basic white with as many different ice cream pictures as I can. Then I'm going to spend some time colouring them all in, die cutting them all out, and then that will be when I start the card. And that's why I said, if you've already seen this front bit, skip to about 2.5 minutes in and you will get the full card. So these donuts, and they are donuts because I watched a few videos from Stampin' Up and they've said that they're donuts in them, but I think they look like party rings. If you're in the UK, I love party rings. I don't know if they come in other countries as well, but they're like a biscuit with icing on the top, and they are amazing. So I'm dead glad that they've got them. Now, what I'm going to be doing for this video is, instead of colouring them in now, I'm going to be die cutting them all out, and that's why I've cut the paper down so I can fit it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've got all these pieces, and then I'm going to colour them in their relevant video because some of them will be using different colour schemes. Okay, so this is them all already die cut out and ready to go. Let's see what today's card is. So out of all of the cards I have made with this set, this one is my favourite. It is just such a blingy shaker card, and I fell in love with it. Let me show you how to do it. You're going to want the ice cream and the cone. Now I'm using light and dark crumb cake for the cone, and I'm going to be using bubble bath and light pumpkin pie for the ice cream. Now I'm going to say this on probably a few of these videos because it's the same stamp. But I love it when there's open spaces to blend with. I mean, I love blending at the best of times, but when you've got a fine or finicky type image, you can only normally use the bullet point, and you can just get in there. When you've got a big open space like this, you can really play with the colours, go over the top of them, get different tones and textures, and it's just fun to do. I mean, that cone, I thoroughly enjoyed doing and had this great ombre effect going across it. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the ice cream, whereas I'm using the light and dark bubble bath. I'm then going to go over the entirety of the image, including the bubble bath with the pumpkin pie, and look what it does. It changes the tone of that pink, so it makes it deeper and richer. And then once I've finished doing that, I'm going to come back over the top with the dark bubble bath, and I'm going to create some more highlights that just makes it really pop out. And this is why I love having open and big images when I'm blending. So once that's finished, I'm going to be using the exact same colour tones on the other items that's in this. So I have my party rings, or my donuts. But I'm treating them as party rings, and I'm going to colour them as such. And I'm going to be popping the light and dark bubble bath onto those. I'm doing the same for both of them. And then I'm going to be using the light pumpkin pie over both so it matches the tones of the ice cream. And then I'm using the dark back over the top again. Then I've got this little cherry and I'm going to be using Bubble Bath Light and Dark on that. I'm not going to go over the top of it with the pumpkin pie, but I am doing the stalk and I'm just going to do a couple of those as well. The strawberry I'm also going to do in Bubble Bath. I did contemplate doing this as a red strawberry, but I thought don't break the colours, and I'm going to use soft seafoam because that's just a really light green. I've now gone through and got some scrap cardstock in soft seafoam, in petal pink, in crumb cake. And I'm running these through for the confetti pieces. And I'm going to run it through twice, but truth be told, you probably only need to run it through once. I did have quite a few little confetti pieces. And I've just got a dish there that I'm popping them into. And this is what's going to go inside my shaker card. It probably would have been enough shaker pieces, but I did then decide that I wanted some bling, and I went for the really blingy fun paper that's in the annual catalogue, which is just gorgeous, and you'll see that shortly. So going through, as soon as you've gone through, you should take a pick tool or any pointy tool you have to make sure that you get all of this confetti out. And it is a lot easier if you have a pot, because trust me, this can be messy if there's no pot to put it straight into. Okay, these little pieces get everywhere. And I'm telling you that from personal knowledge, because on a later video I did this and I had a little pot and I knocked the little pot off the desk and they flew everywhere. Okay, I craft in the kitchen now that I've moved. I used to have a craft room, now I'm in the corner of the kitchen, and I was finding these little confetti pieces for weeks afterwards, and I thought I got them all up. Now these cardstocks are, I'm cutting them down to create a window. Sorry, I had to pause just there. I started coughing. So these pieces of cardstock are 10.5 centimetres by 14.8, the exact same size as your card base. And what I've done is I've gone for 1 inch and I've created a frame in the middle. Okay, and then I've took these lovely, and as I said, really blingy pieces. These are from the annual catalogue. They're just a general supply item in the paper bits, and they're gorgeous. You get it in the champagne colour and a gold colour, 3 of each, and it's 6 by 6. So I'm going to be sticking this at the inside of my frame, so it comes underneath the cardstock. Now what you could have done is you could have done a whole base of this and cut the middle out like I did the cardstock, but I didn't want to waste it. If no one's going to be seeing it, I don't see a point of putting a whole sheet behind. So I just put a few strips and worked it into a frame like that. Added some glue onto there and then stuck my window sheet on it. Now I stuck my window sheet on it and then cut the window sheet off and cut around that. These bits that were left, this is what I mentioned that I filled it up with these. I cut these into pieces and just cut them into that bowl at little triangle type pieces. So it just created some glitter in there as well. And then cut the window sheet off. Now for the next part of this card, you need to work out how you're going to try and stick it up. But if you're going to be adding anything that needs to wrap around it, you're best to do it now before you put any foam in place. So I've just wrapped some ribbon around there and stuck that down. And I'm also going to be doing a few swirls with this lovely Simply Elegant trim. So this is the gold. In most of my cards, I normally use the silver, but for this one, I've gone for the gold. I think it complements the frame. And you can see that I'm doing these loops all the way up, so it comes underneath the ice cream at all levels. And I'm sticking these up using dimensionals and placing them on, which will hold everything into place. I'm going to be doubling up these dimensionals here, and the reason I've done that is because I've stuck them onto a dimensional that's on the cone, so it comes out quite a few layers. What I probably should have said at the start of this video is if you plan on mailing this, you might want to make it flatter. This is going to be quite thick in the envelope and it's probably going to incur an extra charge because it will be a large card in the UK, so you might be best to give this one by hand. Now you need to get some foam. We do have our foam sheets in the catalogue that will fit perfectly here, but you need to cut it down. And luckily I save, so in the UK, the foam sheets are slightly too fat for our cards. So I end up always cutting these little strips off the side, and I save them all in a drawer because you never know when they're going to come in handy and useful. So I'm sticking all of my little scraps of these foam pieces along the side of these cards. Okay, and I've also gone underneath the ice cream, but you won't be able to see the foam pieces, so I've stuck them underneath where the image was and not where the window was. To give it some texture on the back, I'm just giving it a little bit of a sponge with some bubble bath ink. And then I'm going to add in all of the pretties, and you can see there is an awful lot going into this card. It's very well stuffed. You don't need that much, you can put in less. It's really up to you as to how shakery you want your card to be. And if you want my tip, it would be to put these shaker pieces in after you've took the backing off the foam. Because as you can see, by trying to take the backing off the foam, I was knocking the card around a little bit, which meant that the sequiny bits came out and then was stuck on the foam, and I had to try and get them off there. So take the backing off the foam first, then add your little confetti pieces in, and then stick your backing on. Okay, line your backing up and stick it down, and there's your shaker card. You need to stick this onto your card base, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm just using our Stampin' seal for that. And then finally add in a couple more embellishments around the outside. And I'm also going to use a couple of our embellishments from the catalogue as well, just to really make this a fun card. So it's using the Ice Cream Swirl. I'm using the thanks as the sentiment for this. And this is my finalised card. What do you think? I absolutely love it. It's my favourite. If you've loved this too, let me know below. If this is your first time finding me, please do subscribe. And if you do enjoy my videos too, please give me a like. It does help with my engagement on YouTube, which I'm trying to grow. I have pictures of all the products I've done over on Instagram, and everything I've used today is available from my store, slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.